not eating meat ain't gonna stop that.
It's gonna stop some individuals from being created, abused, sexually assaulted, and murdered.
What? Sexually, this, wait. We are off topic.
Sexually
Sexually assaulted. Who the fuck is sexually assaulted?
exploited.
The females. Yeah, actually, well, males are as well. Yeah.
Giant electric dildos of the art moves to make them ejaculate into a bag. Then take the semen and you shove your arm up the female's backside, a camera, to hold the cervix, and then you inject the semen into the female. That's sexual exploitation.
Well, if you left a bull with a lot of cows, he would fuck them anyways.
False dichotomy.
Costs a lot of money, a bull takes a lot of room, it can be left with the female, so it depends on the separate 3.5 acres. And there's a big thing there. The females to make it so AI is safer and more profitable for the farmer.
Yes. So I would just want to make one comment, right? Because this is like a comment that people made. Like if we were to rape the animal or kill the animal, other animals would do it. Now the problem is this, right? They cannot think about these things the way we can do, right? And I don't think that humans, especially if you care about morality, you should not be involved in these kind of behaviors, right? Whether animals or other animals attack each other or rape each other, or whether children, like let's suppose a child, let's take a child, right? If a child
That wasn't his point though.
say, oh, you know what, if that child doesn't bully the child, I could
Sorry.
if the child doesn't bully the other child, I mean, I could do it, right? No, I should do it.
Because I'm an adult and I can think about these things.
I want to go
So this
all
is
the
a
way
stupid
back to
argument.
I want to go all the way to the start and just say, like, animal farming has to rely on enslaving individuals, using their bodies, and when we find there's a point when we no longer need to use their bodies, we just kill them. And we do that not out of necessity. We don't need to do that, but we do that because people enjoy products like milk, eggs, and meat. We create individuals, abuse them, kill them, and serve them on a plate.
So what's the problem?
Enslaving individuals, abusing individuals, and killing individuals for unnecessary reason. What is the problem?
Yeah, they would be killed by a wall or some shit like that. So, like,
False
So,
it
dichotomy.
would
Yeah,
be a waste.
Let me ask you.
Waste.
I already told you this, my response, right? It is
don't
different
think
if a
he was-
human does it or a... Yeah, I think there is a moral difference
Sounds
if a
like a
wolf
waste
or
to
a
me.
dog or a... You have to listen and don't interrupt me. You have to really listen. It makes a difference whether a human does the act or an animal does the act. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, so if
A
you
huge
let
difference.
other, okay, so if you let other animals, that sounds like a waste to me.
Wait, I have a
Well,
question.
so the thing...
I have a question. I have a really important question about this. If I start farming humans and I tell you, well, I gotta do it because wild animals are going to kill them at some day, would you be okay with that reason?
Wait, you mean
Like, I have
humans?
to- Yeah, if I tell you, look, if I don't farm humans, someone else will farm humans.
Well, in my
the-
opinion,
in the-
you can do. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah.
In my
So, for
opinion, you can do
example-
whatever you fucking want. That's your problem.
Okay, let me ask you a
Oh,
further
okay.
question. If I
So,
find your mom in a
I can rape your ass.
if-
I can rape your ass.
hold on,
Well,
Jesus
I'm not gonna,
Christ, what the
because
fuck?
I'm in it. So, like,
Let
if you
Felix
don't harm me, you
cook.
can do whatever you want. Like, how am I supposed to
Wait.
change that? What you're about to do?
Wait. I want to test this logic real quick. Do you have no
Jesus
issue with
Christ.
what the Hitler did?
With what?
Do you know Hitler?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Do you have no issue with what he did?
Uh, that's off topic to me.
Oh,
Oh, it is within the
Of course it
topic.
is.
It doesn't affected you. It has not affected you. So
Yeah, it did
You
not. So
personally- yeah,
I
so-
cannot really. Yeah. Wait. I forgot how the word is. Like, for me, it didn't affect me, but it affected our
yeah.
generation from before. So
So-
that's the problem
so-
for them. I don't give a shit right now because it's like I don't have an opinion on that. I can say it's bad, or it's good.
Oh,
wait, you don't have an opinion on fucking
in
Holocaust?
it's bad what he did. Okay, but that didn't affect me. It affected our past generation. So I don't give a
Sorry, I'm
shit.
gonna let Fela cook. Jesus Christ.
So let me just
Do you
hear
understand
this
what I mean?
clearly.
They have a really good
Maybe.
mic.
So let me just
All you need
understand.
That's
That's
this.
always sus.
Yeah. So if we move on, so if someone stole your mum and did horrible things to her, it didn't affect you directly,
Welcome back,
but it
Vicky.
affected
Me,
someone
of
else.
course it did.
It's-
That's my fucking mother. So it affects me. That's
Okay.
a really
Talk
bad
about
example
how
you're trying
Holocaust
to do.
wasn't that bad. Let's do
Okay,
it.
no, I'm just testing your logic. I'm trying to see what you care about. So let me ask you this question. Let's say the police stole your neighbors and shot them in their house or whatever. The police walked up to your neighbors inside the house and shot them dead. Would you not care about it?
Hell no.
Bruh.
Why would I? Like maybe that will be a topic for one day, but then like I move on with my
Okay.
life. What do I have
Okay,
to
let
do
me-
with my
let me-
neighbors? I
Okay,
never
let me-
talk
let
to
me
my
put it-
neighbors, bro. What the fuck?
Let me push it even more. Is there any demographic of people you've never talked to?
Wait. How do you mean that?
Is there any people like you haven't talked to? Asian individuals,
My
black people,
blood pressure
Jewish,
is already
Muslims?
shooting.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I talk to everyone.
Well, I'm asking about a demographic of people. Did you ever talk to like Muslims?
Yeah, I probably did. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend was from Turkey, so I think I did.
amazing!
Yeah.
Wait, amazing question. Do you know Amish people?
Yeah, I know.
Have you ever talked to one?
No. Maybe I don't know, but maybe I talked to one, but I don't know that.
Okay,
It's hard
let's
to
say you
find
haven't
any. You
talked.
know, I live in Germany. There are not really much Amish people.
Amazing. So let's say your president of Germany literally said today that we're gonna kill every Amish person in Germany. Would you care about that?
What am I supposed to do about that? It's a better question.
That wasn't my question. My question is, would you care about that?
How am I supposed to care about something I don't have a power to change in any way? That happens.
Would
What am
you
I
say
supposed
it-
to do? Am I
would you say
supposed to
it's
cry,
bad?
go on the Discords and say,
Wait.
"Oh, fuck this president" or something like that? No, bro. Like I cannot fucking do anything about that.
Elva, can I like be really honest with you, right? So there is,
Yes, yes.
yeah. So there is something that you can do about like animals being slaughtered, for instance. So that's a thing that you can do something about. So does that mean that you should now start caring about that?
What can I do about that?
Yeah, you can just stop participating in it. You can stop paying the people who exploit and slaughter animals, right? You can just like remove yourself from the payment to the people who exploit and slaughter animals. That is a positive action that you can do for the animals to not be exploited and slaughtered in your name for your money. Yeah?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
wouldn't feel
So
better about
according
that.
to your according to
help
no
because-
wait, according to your reasoning earlier, even literally a minute ago, if you can't do anything about it, then you don't care about it. Well, this thing you can do something about it. That means you should start caring, right? Because there are
No,
like
it's not gonna
actual
change
literal
anything.
victims to your action of paying people who exploit and slaughter animals. So you can stop paying. That is a positive action that you can do to do something about it, yeah?
Yeah, but it's not gonna change anything. So
No, it's gonna change something
if
for
I
the
stop
it's
eat
gonna
meat,
change.
then
It's
there's
gonna change.
be more meat for people who eat meat.
Yeah, it's gonna change something about for the animals that you are not paying for exploitation and slaughter off anymore. You are assuming just because you're gonna stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals that other people will pick up your slack. That is factually incorrect. You are removing one person who pays for exploitation and slaughter of animals from that market. That is a substantial difference to the individuals who are paid by you to be exploited and slaughtered.
Yeah, and can we have like some real facts? Science veganism became real. Like, did less
Yep.
animals got slaughtered? I don't think so.
Absolutely, yes. I can show you the difference that vegans make. Would you like me to?
Okay, I never looked into it.
the-
Like,
Yeah, sure.
what
meat industry in
percentage are we
Scotland.
talking?
Look at the meat industry in Scotland, it's down 3.4% year over year unless people are eating the animals.
Yep.
3.4
Guys.
every year, or
Yeah,
just
like the past
the whole
Wait.
time?
10 years,
Guys,
the production is down 3.4%
I would like
year
to-
over year.
I would like to suggest a hypothetical post. Ask him if this is true, if he's going to do anything about it.
Yeah. There you go. You heard the question.
What?
If this is true, if I
Anything
show
about-
you
anything about what?
if I show you the empirics that vegans make change, that by going vegan you will make a change, will you go vegan? Because now you can do something about it, therefore you should care about it. Will you become vegan?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know if I have to become vegan. I eat maybe once a week. So
Then
I
it
don't
would
really
be
eat
incredibly easy for you to remove the thing that you eat once a week and replace it with something else. You are already in a fantastic position. You are not habitually eating this shit every day, 3 meals a day, right? So
But don't call it a shit. These are animals we're talking about.
yeah, animals who were slaughtered and they're literally going to become shit by you digesting them. So that's why I'm calling it shit. So most people eat animal products, right? Animals, they're paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals 3 times a day. You are saying you're doing it only once a week. I think you mean meat. I think you eat other animal products throughout the week.
Oh,
But
no, I don't,
if
I
you
don't,
only
just don't really eat much. I drink beer.
awesome. So beer is vegan, can be
Awesome.
vegan. So you are in a fantastic position. Habitually, you can change your habits much easier than a regular person. So the question is, if we show you empirics that vegans make change, right, by removing themselves from the demand of animal products, will you go vegan?
Are you trying to turn me into the
Absolutely.
black side?
I'm trying to make you into a actionably more moral person, because if you can remove yourself from paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals, I think you should, and you can, right? Because you only do it once a week anyways. Just turning into 0 a week is
Yeah,
just like
you
one
just
more
said
step.
Moral. Which moral? Coming from what?
We'll talk to you in
You
a second.
joined in late.
So the question is now, Elwar, will you remove yourself from paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals that you are committing, you say, once a week anyways, if we show you the empirics that you can make an actual change?
I don't know. I just joined with Discord, and you're trying to make me confess to not eat meat ever again.
I mean, this channel is called Veganism is Better. So we are having conversations
Yeah, I just
with people
wanted to-
about
to
their
listen to
moral
you guys.
frameworks. We are having conversations with people about their moral framework, and your moral framework is such. If I can do something about it, then I should care about it, right?
Also, keep in mind that we have nothing to gain. We personally have nothing to gain from you going vegan. It's only the victims who have something to gain from you not paying for them to be abused. We get nothing. We literally, sit here, talk to people. We don't get paid. We actually probably use our time that we can do much more productive stuff telling people not to abuse animals. We have
No,
nothing to
oh.
gain, and the only thing
I've been to a lot of farms where there are cows and everything. They look pretty happy.
post.
I have nothing to say because I just saw what Ruslan showed us in the chat, so I don't think we should talk to this person. They're not genuine.
I already said that on your stream, but okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear that. Sorry, Daddy.
So what the fuck? What did he say?
I mean, I said it in my stream as well when I was muted that this person has a fantastic microphone. That's always sus.
Hey, but what? I thought you're talking about me.
Yeah, look in the chat.
You are talking about me.
Yeah, look in the chat.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, you came in here earlier saying, "Oh, I'm eating steak right now, yummy, yummy." So I fucking
No,
muted you,
I
and you kicked
didn't
off in the
say
chat,
that.
and
I didn't
muted you
fucking
in
say
there as
that.
well.
And
Yeah,
that's
you did.
exactly the problem. I just came and asked, why shouldn't I eat the steak? And you all got mad and muted me. That's the
You were
fucking
sitting there,
problem.
you fucking sat there and you said, "Oh,
No,
I'm
I
eating steak
said I
right
have
now."
the steak
Yeah, you
next
did.
to me.
You
Give
did,
me
and that's
reasons
why
why I
muted
shouldn't
you.
eat it. You are delusional.
I muted you.
That's the problem.
Look in the
Oh, yeah.
chat, man. Look in the chat.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah,
if that's
let's
the
move on.
case.
All right. Somebody came in and was like, "Oh, they're gone now. Where do you take your morality from?" Well, we can. We could have gone into that, but they're gone. That's a shame.
Myself, I'm the moral agent. It's
Yeah.
me.
I am using my brain. Whoa, me. I am using
So,
my brain
Post,
and
to let you
talking to
know-
other people with brains as well. Wow.
To let you know, Post, I won't be here for long. In 20 minutes, I'm going in the field.
Yeah, you sound like you're on your way out.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Where are you going?
Yeah. On the field. I think you know
Oof.
what that means.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Hero. You're gonna do hero shit. Don't forget your cape.
There's a strange man running with a green cape.
Yeah. Here there is a person putting his life at risk to save animals, and other people come in here and cope about steaks.
Why the kick
During
him
my
back
work hours, by the way. Don't forget, during my work hours.
Yeah, I have to have to mute myself 1 sec. Sorry guys, I'll be right back.
Hey, hopefully today's gonna be fun.
Well, hopefully it's a boring day, Bellic.
Hopefully, dude, last time my team went out, it was only for an hour. I was like, bro, that sounds chill as fuck. Oi.
It's a boring day.
Today I'm
They
going
haven't
east.
fucked anybody
You
to
know
hunt.
where I live? I'm going east. Huh?
Oh, Master Dave.
Oh,
Master Dave. Have a conversation with him
Sorry
about
guys.
what you're
Master
doing today.
Dave.
Yes, I think there's potential that he may be interested in what you're doing today.
Well,
Oh.
I gotta probably talk to him in a different VC.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
definitely.
Oh, what's up, Ali?
Amigo.
Hello, Ali. Soy yo. What's up, Wild Bill?
Hello.
Oh, it's Mr. Rancher back again.
Why? Why do people sometimes come back over and over again? Is that because you guys like triggering vegans or something? Do you enjoy human suffering as well as animal suffering? What's going on there? I'm really-
Jesus Christ.
No, I really truly want to know. I ask this all the trolls, like trolls come into my chat and they ask, and they say some stupid shit, which I answer the way I usually answer. I talk abrasively, right? And then I'm like, oh, I triggered you, good. And I'm like, good how?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
assuming that I'm actually triggered and this is not just my way of speaking, do you enjoy watching people suffer? Is that it?
Can I flip it around a
Yeah.
little bit?
Mm-hmm.
So, think about it. You have people who get notified when you're live, and those same people come to your stream and give you views.
Yeah.
How amazing!
I know, that's fine. I know, that's fine, right? That's beside the point, though, Felix. It's a different point, right? Because some of them are
I know.
recurring viewers who are trying to trigger me. And then my question is, what is the motivation behind that? It seems the motivation is to watch somebody suffer.
Happy Healthy Vegan had a video where he talked about what kind of people anti-vegans are, and they are quite often racist, misogynist, and bad, bigoted people in other areas as well. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was a study. There was an actual study on that.
I think they had.
Hello?
They had looked at what if you're like on and anti-vegan Reddits, what other subreddits are you on? And it was not very nice ones. Yeah.
There was an actual study on that. I think you're referencing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just saw Vegan's video on it.
Yeah. So let's say somebody has 80 acres of land and they decided to grow their own food on those 80 acres of land. The question then becomes, how can you justify raising animals on those 80 acres instead of just growing plants? How can you justify that? Surely they know the difference between an animal and a plant, right? That makes it worth like totally okay to exploit a plant, but not okay to exploit an animal. Surely they know the difference between those two. Especially as ranchers, right, who spend time with those animals, see how those animals are scared of you, see how they have their own personalities and shit, how they react to pain, how they react to pleasure, maybe, possibly, and then go, I'm gonna shoot you in the head anyways. Just seems weird to me.
I also hate like the words farmers use. You got like they say, "Oh my God, this amazing, cute little chicken! Look how amazing they are! They have so many personalities. Let's process them." Like,
Yeah.
bro,
Time to process them. That's just a fancy way of
shit.
trying to kill them.
Oh, harvest.
Have you heard of the Hopper Popper?
Yeah.
With the, yeah.
Oh no!
So-
I've seen posts videos. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
boy.
Hopper
Well,
Popper
Bill, you still
works
there?
on the assumption that animals cannot feel being internally decapitated. Isn't it fantastic how that assumption, like if we had like a human-sized, I call it crapper popper, do you think a human being would feel that? I think they would, being jammed in between two wedges and just like internally decapitated.
Dude, imagine a hospital saying, "Yeah, we got the Hopper Popper for humans." Like, yo, what the fuck? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wild Bill, are you still there? I wanted to
Yes,
ask you yesterday, why did you go vegetarian? Or why did you stop being vegetarian?
I grew up vegetarian, and yeah, good. I don't really know why I quit. I can't remember. Probably just convenience. I don't really remember.
You think
What was
it's
that after
Go on.
after you had become the job that what you were doing, ranching and farming? Was that after that you stopped being vegetarian, or was that before?
Long time after.
Oh wow! So how did you justify that with yourself then?
Well, the question is
What's that?
first why you were vegetarian in the
vegetarian.
first place. Like, what was your motivation to remaining vegetarian after you grew up being vegetarian?
Well, yeah, just habit, I guess. That's what I was familiar with. Yeah, it's been a long time. I don't really remember, but habit probably. Weirdly that someone will think that it's more convenient to raise animals than it is to grow plants. Weird. Grow plants and feed to animals as well. Weirdly.
If I remember correctly, you are also now on a carnivore diet, right? So it's like the opposite swing, basically. Am I mistaken?
I'm sorry. What?
Weren't you the one who is now on the carnivore diet as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think you actually talked to a lot of activists, with Kale yesterday, with Chase the other day. Well,
Yep, that's right.
yeah.
Oh God, should I go into it? I don't know. My chat, put one in the chat if you want me to go into why this person is a carnivore dieter. Put two in the chat if you don't want to, because you're sick of carnivore dieting bullshit.
I'm gonna think and
Do you
throw
wanna,
a
do
bone
you
and
wanna
say,
have, do you want to have brain rot or not brain rot?
Yeah, it's a question.
I'm
always
gonna
is.
throw a bone and say it's probably anecdotal experience.
I don't know. As usual, only 2 people voted, so the rest are just like doing their own thing. They're not even listening. So
I'll ask, what convinced you to go on the carnivore diet?
we took away your choice, chat. Felix just decided he woke up and chose violence.
A vegan woke up and chose violence.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Well, if you asked already.
Yeah, oh, it's a long story, but I really just came in to listen, and I've answered questions for a couple people in here, which is great, no problem. But I'm really just in here to listen.
Okay, cool. Well, while you're
That's
listening,
fine.
can you
We
read
can
my
listen.
argument for veganism? I shared my screen just now. Just go for it. Sorry, Felix.
Say what?
I'm shared my screen while you're just like listening, right? We have nobody to talk to at this moment. Just read my argument for veganism. And also, I think Felix has a question for you. Sorry, Felix.
No. I'm just saying, like, we don't, we respect, like, if you don't want to talk to us and stuff like that. But sometimes whenever people are quiet, we sometimes just say, like, hey, this person is on the carnivore diet. Maybe they don't really know too much about it. So we may probably, like, say something. But if we have something, if we're saying something wrong about you, you're more than That's
Yeah, I'm not in here to confront anybody or anything. I'm just interested and listening and talked to a couple people, answered some questions. I'm happy to do, but
So why would we want to achieve a balanced diet without grain would be my first question. And second, like, and then we can move on from that, right? Like, I don't know why we would try to exclude this incredibly cool, incredibly important food group from our diets. I'm not sure. And then we can move on from that. A serious question. Am I on live chat? Yeah. This is a serious question, by the way. I don't know many vegans. How do they feel about animals that kill animals as part of nature's cycle? So it really differs between vegans. This is not a vegan issue, or most people don't consider it to be a vegan issue. I do consider it a moral question towards myself, right? Like if I was walking, I don't know, in nature or whatever, and I was like right in front of me, a lion was about to kill a gazelle, right? I would have the moral question to myself, whose side am I on? If I can do it safely, can I prevent this lion from mauling this gazelle alive? What are the repercussions of that, and so on and so forth? And my answer is yes. If I could do it safely, I would try to save the gazelle. I know there are repercussions to the lion cubs or whatever, but as part of my moral integrity, right, I take the stance of the potential victim. And if I can save a victim from even a perpetrator that can't reason morally, can't understand anything I'm saying, I think I should. In the long run, right, the question is, well, that lion goes and eats another gazelle and blah, blah, blah. I might not be able to do something there, right? But when it's happening right in front of me and I have a split-second decision, whom am I standing with? I'm standing with the potential victim and I'm going to try to save them. That doesn't mean that the lion is doing something wrong morally, right? But they are creating a victim, so something bad is happening. And if I can prevent that, I should. Other vegans would say, no. I find that strange, frankly, but yeah. It's just like, truly not a vegan question though, right? Because humans can do something about it. Humans, not only do we not get our animals from the wild, not only do we purposefully, systematically breed them, exploit them, and slaughter them, it's also absolutely unnecessary. We can be vegan. All of us, or almost all of us, can be vegan. I know there are like quite a lot of push against people being vegan from the industries, from whatever else, right? And from society at large, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't be vegan. We can. All the people in my chat, most of the people in my chat have been vegan for a really long time, including myself. It's been 10.5 years, right? I don't live in a special food environment. It's maybe a little more permitting than anything else, and it does require a little bit more work. But that just means that we can do it. I can do it. You can do it, right? People who are coming on the internet can do it. Therefore, the question becomes, why wouldn't you when you can, when you can, by doing so, you would spare actual animal victims, then it makes the question, well, continuing to not change becomes a moral atrocity, in my opinion, right? If we have to strike, we have to grow local grain is inconvenient. Now, why would you have to grow local grain, right? Like most countries have like, what is it called? Trades, right? So we already have a system of trading. Why wouldn't we trade? In fact, I think we should stop growing locally because growing something locally when it takes an immense amount of effort to grow that thing locally, it's just like emits much more emissions, right? If I'm guessing you're talking about the environment, which is again a completely separate issue from veganism, but it takes more environmental pressure to grow something that you can't grow than it is to transport something, because we do have very environmentally cheap ways to transport things, like for instance through ships, right? It's really not that big of a deal, that big of an issue. And so if we can just trade between us, and also I think every country has like different areas. I also personally advocate going into indoor growing systems, right, where you can grow basically anything, you can create whatever environment you want through, I don't know, isolation and insulation and things like that. And it would like require like less animals to be killed as crop deaths, part of crop deaths as well. So yeah, our food system does have to change. It is one of the biggest greenhouse gas emissions, and some of it is justified and other things aren't, right? But this is so beside the vegan position anyways. But I'm willing to go on a tangent. I think it's helpful, you know? How do vegans think about the fact that lots of creatures die from the process or processes of farming plants? I hate it, and I want to change it. The problem is, right, because we grow so many crops just straight up to feeding to animals, right? Or we also kill so many animals that interfere with the raising of animals for slaughter. Actually, if you can see on this graph, going plant-based, right? And in fact, going vegan, obviously, just reduces the numbers of animals killed exponentially, right? And I think we can eliminate this, but we can't eliminate it while we're still growing so many crops to feed the animals, right? Like if you go to, where is it? It's right here, Diets Compared, and you look at how we allocate land to grow food, quote unquote. So 43% of crops are allocated for animal feed, and pastures kill animals as well. So look at that, like arguably, right, if we all went vegan, 75% of land would be cleared, agricultural land. So arguably 75% of crop deaths go to animal raising, and we can totally avoid that. And when we avoided that, when we're downsizing to 1 billion hectares instead of 1.2 billion hectares for crops plus 2.9 billion hectares for pasture, we can start implementing other changes as well. As I said, I think we should grow our food inside. I think we should create borders. I was talking to somebody last night, whom I will be interviewing on my channel. That's going to be a very interesting interview, who used to be in the business of killing animals for ranchers, for people who raise animals for food. And he said that there could be changes implemented to avoid that, but it's just a bother, and farmers just prefer those animals to be killed rather than implementing changes to prevent them from getting to food or to getting to animals as well, right? So that's the same goes for crop deaths. You can implement changes to avoid quite a few of the crop deaths, but they're just not invested in that because they're not vegan. They don't care. They don't care about the animals, right? Our farms have been captured by corporations. They are destroying our land and are inhumane. So even non-corporate animal agriculture is still inhumane, I would argue, because we don't have to do this, and it exploits and slaughters animals for absolutely unnecessary stuff. So I agree and disagree with you. Yeah, corporations might have like some inhumane practices increased, but small farms have some inhumane practices just so inherent in them, including like small farm slaughter, for instance, is way less humane than the corporate quote unquote. But I would call all of it inhumane because we can avoid it. Why the fuck are we doing it? We're doing it for literally taste, pleasure, and greed. Question: cloning meat that has been making several leaps and bounds. Would you be willing to consume cloned meat? I don't know what you mean by cloning. If you mean cultivated meat, so capturing some cells, growing them in perpetuity, and creating that into muscle meat. Some of it would be vegan, in my opinion, because it wouldn't be exploiting animals. Other, it wouldn't be vegan because it would be exploiting animals, but I would still take that as an intermediary step to stop breeding actual sentient beings into exploitation and slaughter. If you mean cloning sheep, the clones would still be sentient beings, and so to me it doesn't matter if the sheep slid down the birth canal because her mother was impregnated, or because her mother was like impregnated with a cloned fetus. I don't see a difference there, or at least I see a difference there, but it's not a moral one. What else? Historically, when the workers strike, the first thing they do is cut off food supply. I'm not sure what that's all about. Corporations own the food pipeline. They aren't paying us enough to eat. I don't know what that means. Who's supposed to be paying you to eat? You are indeed paying for food. It's unclear to me what you mean. I'm so sorry. Do you have any thoughts about the economic implications? I'm from New Zealand, where just under half our export revenue comes from animal products. Yeah, you can shift that. You can definitely shift that. A land is a land. People who own farms, right? They are rich on paper, right? If they stopped exploiting and slaughtering animals on that land, they could grow other stuff. They could do other stuff with that land that would indeed be like more ethical, right? Like, or 100% ethical, right? Like if they grow mushrooms indoors, right? They like put up cheap structure and grow mushrooms on that land. That would take much less land and would be potentially having zero ethical implications. And then you can find a way to like dry those mushrooms on the same land and then export dried mushrooms. But also like you're talking about, I know the export pays taxes, right? But generally speaking, the people who are enriched by that are the farmers, potentially, right? So I don't know why I should care about individuals getting profit rather than the individuals who are exploited and slaughtered for that profit. You know what I mean? I think when you have like a lapse in export, you can feel that lapse really fast. And I think I think New Zealand and Australia has put that pressure in the past on farmers. And a lot of farmers bounced back. Some of them didn't because they were like, no, I'm not going to make those changes. And then they didn't bounce back. So I'm talking about the subsidy reduction. I think it was in 1980s. And yeah, those who will crumble under pressure will just have to sell that land to those who are willing to do something good with it, right? Or to do something else with it, right? And they still will be enriched. And the lapse in export will fill in, or a lapse in taxes will fill in the end. Economy must bounce back in capitalism. Otherwise, it's just like, you should change your economic system if people can't bounce back from it, right? I don't know. I don't know much about economy. It's probably clear. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? I don't know. Even if everybody got on board with the ideas of exploitation, but how we as a country change without crippling our economy, it always bounces back. Did you cripple your economy to the point of no return when people stopped working in mines as much? New Zealand used to be mining much more, right? And it doesn't as much anymore. I could be wrong again. Like, I don't live in New Zealand. I have no idea. But almost every product that falls off, the economy usually bounces back. It's very rare that countries lose their economic power because they gain their economic power in the first place by doing things right? And I don't think that remaining economically powerful is a good justification for continuing exploiting and slaughtering sentient animals. I don't think you would accept that for instance, human slavery or something like that, right? Like if we're looking for something that can be like similar in both cases, sentient beings are being exploited. I don't think you would say, well, yeah, then it justifies slavery because the short dip in economic power would like exist, would happen. Therefore, we should continue exploiting humans. I don't think that's a good justification at all. Growing muscle tissue, yeah. So as I said, some of it would be vegan, other wouldn't be vegan, but I would still support it as an intermediary step. I must say, exploitation of sentient beings is obviously wrong. And if a company still exploits sentient beings, I will accept it over the exploitation of trillions of animals, exploitation of small herd. I would take that, especially since that small herd wouldn't essentially be slaughtered at any point because they will be financially incentivized to keep that herd alive. But I would still say it's immoral to continue exploiting animals. I would just take it as an intermediate step towards ending exploitation and slaughter. I think, I'm sorry, Ainu, I'm gonna say it. I think people who are not willing to shift from exploiting animals into another industry with their amount of land that they own, I think they deserve to get bankrupt, in my opinion. A businessman who doesn't shift according to demand or according to what is the right thing to do, a businessman who doesn't look at the trajectory of things and doesn't move accordingly is not a businessman that deserves to remain in a capitalistic system. Not saying that capitalism is good or anything like that. I'm not making judgment on capitalism. I'm just saying that's the prevailing economic system worldwide right now, right? And somebody who's not willing to shift their business to accommodate that is probably not a good businessman and just got really lucky. I will. Sorry. 47% of the gross export number, making it back to the public per se. Maybe. Again, economy, not my side. I am trying to learn a little more these days, right? We're going through stuff. We already basically addressed that. I just commented in a row because I couldn't. Yeah. Listen, the 200 limit, I think it's important for the flow of. If you have any other questions, I think those are all important questions. I think the anxiety around shifting profit from one thing to another is justified. It's just like it shouldn't stop us from doing the right thing. And the right thing is obviously to stop breeding, exploiting, and slaughtering animals. And if it's not obvious to you, you're welcome to ask me, tell me it's not obvious to me. And I can go through it and tell you why it's so obvious to me that we should stop exploiting and slaughtering animals for a personal gain, for a personal pleasure. Those things are not justifying enough the systematic exploitation and slaughter, in my opinion. But let's go back to, let's see if something is happening in, yeah. Yo.
Dead in here at the moment.
Oh, all right. What? Old man, are you still working out?
Yeah, I'm just on just my planks and my setups to do, and I'm good.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'll go react to something or something. So we can. I was gonna do like a short stream anyways, because my voice is still not all the way there. Ainu, Tiju, I don't know how to read these things. If you would like to ask more questions, this is as 100%, or MR Fisher. If you would like to ask more questions, I'm literally all ears. If not, we can just like react to some stuff maybe on L's site and see what's happening there. Like, so yeah, let me know. I'll just I guess I'll start reacting and then we can continue from the plant-based meat labeling. Oh, by the way, this is good news. Look at that. Some good news on the front, right? Speaking of, that person was making the claim that vegans don't change anything or something to that degree. Yeah, I know he's only 10 years older than me as well. It's just a question. It's just, I'm just teasing Tone. He's welcome to tease me back, but I don't know what he would tease me about. I'm perfect. Yeah. How hard is it to go full vegan as in textile free? Why would I go textile free? I'm wearing clothes. Does it take lots of research into companies, manufacturing processes, etc.? So, completely separate from veganism. So vegans do avoid textiles like leather, silk, and possibly others. So if you're talking about something like environmental reasons or economical reasons or human slavery reasons, for all of those reasons, I went fully secondhand. I'm incredibly grateful to be living in a place, specifically like this building, and just in general in a city where if people don't want their clothes, they just put them outside. And I always go through that, and I often find I have really developed a good eye for that. I find something that I like and I grab it, and my closet is full. Or when I buy something, I make sure it's not abused. So like this is from I think this one I bought secondhand in a secondhand store I was gifted by somebody. So like not gifted new, it was like secondhand. So I took a secondhand. These I have, I think at this point, it's like a long sleeve undershirt. I think I have them for like 15 years at this point. And today I wouldn't have bought them. I would have just like used something from outside or secondhand. My pants, found them outside, really love them that I'm wearing. I'm not going to show them to you, but the only things that I do buy is, like underwear and socks. I do buy those new just because finding them secondhand is like damn near impossible. Or I do have secondhand underwear. I don't care. I do still have like 2 pairs of like friend moving away, and I just like went rampage through the shit that they were like putting outside. I got first dibs, and I got some underwear from there as well. I did like almost completely eliminate consumption. Again, the only things that I do buy is like every couple of years I buy underwear and socks, and I try to keep them working for me as long as I can. Sometimes, I patch holes and shit like that. And shoes, I buy new shoes. I try to make it from relatively sustainable companies, and I buy expensive shoes because I want them to keep for a long time. So the 2 pairs that I use the most, and I have like pairs from the past that I wear sometimes. The 2 pairs that I use the most, one of them I bought 7 years ago, and I remember that it's because it was when I quit drinking, and I decided to help myself to quit drinking. I started walking with my friend, and I had to buy walking shoes. I didn't have that before. So those are same, like just simple Nikes that I bought a long time ago, 7 years. I'm wearing them interchangeably with the vegan lambs that I bought. They were quite expensive, but I have them now for 4 or 5 years. And they still look really good. No need to patch. They're working fantastically. So if I buy shoes, I buy expensive shoes that will keep, right? So that's to address, is it hard? There's definitely a learning curve, to go vegan for anything, right? You definitely now have to start looking at things the way you never looked at them before. So reading labels, checking if your specific country has like vegan labeling. If not, once in a while, like, well, I'm really unsure if something is vegan or not, I would like just call the company or send them like customer service support. And sometimes I just like even ask AI, and if AI is like yes or no, then cool. And if AI is like, I don't know, either like buying a different product or looking for a different product, or looking with the company. That's what I do usually. It takes a bit more conscientiousness, a bit more effort, but most of the things, right? Like, I don't know about you, but when I go, like, for instance, for grocery shopping, right? I literally buy usually basically the same stuff, and they either have like a vegan label and then I can trust that, or I look at all the ingredients in the back. And, now I know that this thing is vegan, so I continue buying it. Another thing to look for is like when you're constantly buying something that they didn't say like new recipe or something like that, because some companies, for whatever fucking reason, do shift the recipe sometimes to include animal products when they weren't including animal products in the past. So if it says new recipe, I'll just recheck the label. And once in a while I do make a mistake and I buy a thing that I thought was vegan and it isn't. And I just like learn that from that mistake for next time, It's just like being a little more conscientious, but I think that's a good thing anyways, in general. Just being more conscientious about the things that you consume. in a kind of capitalist society where, generally speaking, human rights are violated, animal rights are violated. And so, yeah, but let's read this one, and then there is refilling in the English hub tone. Let me know if something fills in. I guess maybe you're not listening, sorry. Let me just tag you, Sway Daddy. Let me know if I should come back into Vib. Misspelled should, that's fine. Texas's Texas, I guess you say, plant-based meat labeling law struck down after court finds it unconstitutional. So now animal-based meat replacements can say the word meat on them as long as it's clear that it's not animal flesh, but that it's replacing animal flesh, right? So plant-based, there you go, tofurkey, slice-based deli slices. So I think the animal agriculture kind of has an issue with it, not because it actually like people accidentally buy non-vegan food. I think it's incredibly clear when food is vegan, right? I think it's just like they're kind of scared that we're going to replace them, replace their profit-making system. So a federal district judge has ruled that Texas law requiring plant-based meat companies to use terms like meatless violates the First Amendment and cannot be enforced. In a major win for the plant-based food industry, a federal court has struck down Texas law that imposes labeling restrictions on meat alternatives. The law was first introduced in 2023 and stated that plant-based meat products must carry disclaimers that they don't contain meat, as if they don't fucking already. Tofurkey! How hard is it to understand? Chicken with the apostrophe, holy shit. In order to prevent misleading consumers. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. The meat companies think you're stupid. This is what I'm getting from this, right? They think that consumers are stupid. And I don't think people are stupid. I think people are incredibly smart and they know what they're buying and they know why they're buying it, you know. Do we remember that the butter industry forced margarine to be pink at one point? No, I didn't remember that in time. So everyone knows it's not real butter. That is actually, oh my God, that is actually weird as fuck. No, I would have loved pink margarine. I think we will reach a point at some point where plant-based foods are just like can innovate. At this point, we're just trying to replace stuff for people to feel more comfortable to go plant-based or vegan, obviously. But I think at some point we just can let our freak flag fly and create a rainbow food. Already do, the sweets are rainbow colored, so like it wouldn't be weird. It would be fantastic, I think. Yeah, pink margarine, let's go for it. You don't wanna eat more than once a day. I mean, your prerogative. I guess you can. I don't know. I want to eat all the time. I love eating. I guess I don't like worrying about eating. I don't like necessarily preparing food all the time because right now, like, my priorities have shifted into there are other more important things to do than prepare food, but like do activism, for instance. But I do love shoving food in my mouth. I do enjoy that, not gonna lie. So the law was first introduced in 23. Yeah, prevent misleading consumers. That was so disingenuous. But in a ruling in late January, a judge in the district court for the Western District of Texas said that the restrictions the restriction was unconstitutional and violated the rights of plant-based manufacturers to make accurate statements to consumers under the First Amendment. Even in situations not apparent in the record, where a plant-based food product label misleads consumers, existing law would prohibit those labels except in possibly a small minority of circumstances not made apparent to the court. Madeleine Cohen, Associate Director of Regulatory Affairs in the Good Food Institute. Good Food Institute has like this course that I can take, and I probably should. This ruling is a win not only for plant-based food producers, but for Texas consumers who are more than capable of making their own choices at the grocery store without the need of protectionist regulations. Why the court rules against Texas plant-based meat labeling law, and so on and so forth. So it's good news. It's very interesting. Sorry, off topic. I'm just curious. Do vegans keep pets? Well, we don't call them pets because pet kind of still creates this kind of unjustified hierarchy, because people buy pets sometimes, or people treat pets as like this aesthetic addition to their decor or something like that. Vegans do rescue animals, so huge no in buying animals, because that's like literally slavery. But rescuing animals, that's a virtuous thing to do, and we call them companion animals. But definitely, if somebody is willing to sacrifice their convenience time and wants to have animals in their lives who are like part of the family, who have their best interests considered, obviously there is nothing non-vegan happening there. SB 664 was introduced by Senator Charles Perry and signed into law by Texas Governor Greg Abbott. I do remember that. 3 years ago, requiring vegan food producers to use clarifying terms like analog, meatless, plant-based, and made from plants, amongst others. It does? It always fucking does? Again, it's just like, this is like highly motivated law, because people read at least the front of labels, and all meat replacements state clearly on the front of the label that they are indeed vegan, plant-based, meatless, or replacement, right? Like plant-based chicken nuggets, for instance, right? Or something like that, or vegan chicken, whatever, right? VFC would label themselves vegan chicken. So this is just like, I'm motivated to actually like dissuade the public consumption of those foods more than saving consumers from making mistakes. Literally, almost nobody would, almost nobody will, almost nobody does. Texas just scared of them in profit down. Absolutely, Texas is one of the unjustifiably great, by great I mean just giant, animal food producers. So much water is imported just to continue raising cattle in Texas. It's kind of insane, even environmentally, but obviously it's also insane when it comes to animals. I agree. Yeah, no problem. You're welcome to ask any questions. No question, unless it's obviously disingenuous. No question is wrong. All questions are right. I wasn't born into a vegan world, into a vegan family, so I definitely think those questions are justified. If someone who wasn't vegan had a pet dog and then became vegan in earnest, would their relationship with their dog materially change beyond calling it eat? Well, first of all, we wouldn't call them eat, right? Animals do have sex. They are either she or he. It would change, I think, in my opinion, or maybe it wouldn't change at all. But I think vegans are more considering of the best interest of animals. So if there would be a change, it would be for the better. But it's more likely that some people who have companion animals know that the companion animals have like individuality, have personalities, and so they would be likely to care about those personalities rather than do something immoral to those animals. But I'm not sure. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Again, as I'm saying, this is not intuitive to us. This is something that we should talk about. Asking questions is a fantastic way to do it, right? If many animals are carnivores, then it is wrong for us to be as well. Well, first of all, we're not carnivores, we are omnivores. Second of all, our biologic classification of a long-lasting diet is not prescriptive, it's descriptive. All it says is what we have been eating in the past and what adaptations we have, right, basically. But we definitely can, in the 21st century, replace our consumption with an 100% plant-based plus supplemented consumption. And I think, therefore, we have the moral obligation to do so. We can be plant-based. We can supplement the things that generally, quote-unquote, found in meat, like B12. We can just take a supplement instead. And because it's possible, it is then a moral obligation to do so. Carnivorous animals are probably it's probably harder to do so, but it's not impossible. We do have some research on cats eating plant-based foods, health and nutrition, pet nutrition, and I did look into it even more in the past few days. So I have more research than this. But generally, yeah, cats fed vegan diets tended to be healthier than cats fed meat-based diets. We do need an RCT, but it's just too expensive and not enough interest to do like a randomized control trial with cat food. And in the wild, it's obviously much, much harder to replace food for carnivores. But if we would be committed to do so, we could, right? There is nothing in the animal that prevents them from being plant-based if we supplement their food really, really well. But again, it's just like the moral question of veganism is about our consumption. So we can be plant-based / vegan, therefore we should. We should spare the animals the absolute agony of being born into slavery, basically, and to be exploited and slaughtered. It's just like, there's no justification for that. There's no moral justification for that, especially since the questions are around just our habits, just us taking a supplement, you know. All right, let's see if...
And then I just hear Felician.
Okay, yeah. There's currently a live stream that VPM is doing.
Yes, hi, sorry, hi. Should I
Hello.
deafen myself again? Were you talking about something important that shouldn't be on stream? I can deafen myself again, no worries.
No. We're just, I mean, he was just understandable, just joined here to listen. Doesn't have any questions. Is it okay if, would you like to talk to Understandable, VPM?
Sure. So, Understandable, are you vegan or?
I'm not vegan.
Why not, do you think?
Like I can say that I'm a vegan, but
No, I wouldn't want you to lie,
I'm
right?
not vegan.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to lie. I would want you to be truthful.
Yep. Yeah, but that's
So you
why I
guys
said I'm
kill
not
animal?
vegan.
Do you kill animal?
Sorry, I'm talking to Understandable right now. If you can wait, we can address Understandable's questions and queries, and then we can move on to you, okay? And then I'll answer all your questions. Lester, I think? Okay. So, Understandable, why are you not vegan?
Why am I not a vegan? Because I'm eating something that is not meant to be in vegan like that. So that's the reason I'm not vegan.
Yeah, well, it's just sounds like you're looking at what you are doing, and then you're saying, I'm just gonna continue doing that. And I'm asking why. You can stop,
No, I'm not
right?
continuing. Like I'm not doing every day. I'm just doing on occasions.
Yeah, I know. On occasions, it's still somebody being exploited and slaughtered for that occasion, right? And you can, on those occasions, to not pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals. It's totally doable. I do it. Lots of people here do it. Yeah.
No. I'm not talking about eating. I'm not eating those things which are meant to. Like no, it's not an animal. Like it's like it's an egg.
Yeah, it's a product of exploitation of animals. And those animals are eventually slaughtered as well. So it is a product of exploitation and slaughter of animals, a systemic one. So, and you can replace an egg really easily. So the question
Yeah,
then...
but I don't. The thing is that I don't feel any empathy towards it, you know. So like even I say it's the part of exploitation that I do, but I still think in the end I look for my own interest.
Well,
And,
how is that in your interest to continue eating animal products?
How it's not an interest? Like there are two things I could I want to talk about, you know. Like if I say like if I have to be very blunt, you know, so I can say just I like the taste.
Yeah.
But even if I say I like the taste, there are still the byproducts, you know, like the protein which I'm getting. So there are actually two things.
Okay, so protein and taste?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, you can replace both protein and taste by something that doesn't come from an animal's ass, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can just eat
Yeah,
something.
like I can do that, but
Yeah.
you know, like it's gonna be very hard to me. Like
Why?
it's my habit.
Oh, yeah, I know habits can
My
be changed,
habit.
right? Or did you ever change a habit of yours?
Like I've changed my habits in many
Yeah.
things, but not in diet, you know.
Yeah, so like, why wouldn't you are capable of changing your habits? Why wouldn't you make this change? Right, like just replacing the taste of the
I'm
protein.
stick to the same because I'm not even too concerned about my diet, you know. I'm just eating. I'm not even focusing on that. Like I just eat my regular dinner, you know. Like sometimes I eat rice with some kind of in some occasions I even it's not that I'm paying for it. It's something like, you know, like it's something provided by my family. So even if I have if I was making choices about my diets and all these things, then I would actually like to consider it doing it. But you know, like it's not my decisions which I'm making towards it.
Sorry, may I ask if you're a child?
I'm not a child.
So,
but it's still I have to eat what a family would provide.
Why?
Yeah, because I'm living with a family.
Okay. Why can't you just like eat something else that you, apart from what your family eats?
I mean, yeah, if I even want to stop it, you know, like let's say there is a stock. I will stop before I finish this stock, you know. So it's like even it say that even what is done, it is what is done, you know. There are some animals that are killed, and I'm just eating those.
Yeah, so
It's not
like,
something
why
that
wouldn't
is-
you stop though? Like, do you think it's a good action to kill an animal for food that is unnecessary?
I'm not killing them. It's an indirect thing, you know. I'm paying for it.
Yeah, you're paying. So like if there was
Yeah.
like if I paid a hitman to kill a person, am I responsible for the killing of that person, or am I like not responsible at all?
You are actually. I'm responsible. I know. I'm not denying that. But
So
still, it's my
I'm
habit.
just
I
asking if it's a good action to pay for exploitation and slaughter of
Yeah, it's
animals.
not a good action. Yeah, if you look for my interest, I can say that it's a good action. But if you wanna look,
Yeah, let's look at the
impact
victim,
it's
right?
done. So I would say it's not a good action.
For them.
Yeah, morality is something. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a good action
good
for
thing.
animals, and you can't stop. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't I stop?
Yeah, because, you know, animals are the victims of those actions. Why wouldn't you just stop paying for victimizing?
Yeah, this is my empathic receptor is too low to call them victims. I
Oh.
do not care about them.
Okay,
Yep.
so let's so is the argument if I don't care about somebody, then it's okay to pay for the exploitation and slaughter? Is that an argument that you are making right now?
If I don't care about they say I don't equate to them as to like
Yeah.
killing them. It's just an indirect harm.
Sure. So
I'm
if
not,
I don't,
I'm not looking. I'm not even.
yeah. So if I don't care about a certain countrymen, some certain people in a distant country, is it okay for me to pay for their exploitation and slaughter?
No, because they are humans.
Well, what is the
Like,
morally
but the
relevant
law will be
difference?
applied.
Yeah, what is the morally relevant difference between a human and an animal that makes it totally okay to pay for exploitation and slaughter of an animal, but not okay to pay for exploitation and slaughter of a human? I know those are different beings, right? But I'm just asking what is the morally relevant difference that makes it totally okay to pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals if you don't care about them, but not okay to pay for exploitation and slaughter of humans if you don't care about them.
Yeah, the morally difference, I would say that we don't have any bond towards these animals. So like it's not even like the bond we have with humans is too less relevant towards the thing which we are paying for. So I would like to
Wait, I don't have
because
I don't have a bond with people in Africa. Who cares, right? Is it okay for me to pay for exploitation and slaughter of people in Africa?
yeah, you could do that, but you know
No, I'm asking if it's moral. I know I could do that, quote unquote. I'm just asking if it's
Yeah, but
the
exactly.
good, the kind thing to do. Is it a good moral thing to do, right? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's not a moral thing to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not denying that I'm not doing the good thing because because the thing is, you know, it's illegal to do that. So why shouldn't I?
Because not everything that is legal is moral, right? You are saying that it's immoral. Shouldn't you maybe like 400 years ago, people used to own other people. So white people used to own. Hold on. Listen to the end. Listen to the end, right? Listen to the end. It was totally.
Go ahead.
It was totally legal to own black people, right? To buy, to trade, to exploit, and even to slaughter black people. It was legal. Was it moral though? No, right?
Yeah, it was not moral, exactly, because the people were less educated towards it. We shouldn't do this to humans, and exactly, I'm equating the moral. I'm not equating things in the animals, because you know the morality is to an extent to care about.
No, I'm not asking you
to.
I'm not asking you to equate them. I'm just asking you to
yeah,
do.
That's why I'm not equating the moral to the animals.
I'm not asking you to equate. Yeah. I'm not saying you should equate. I'm just saying you know that it's immoral. Why wouldn't you stop it the way white people stopped owning black people back then? If we know that something is immoral, shouldn't we strive towards stopping doing that thing?
To be honest, I didn't feel that the actions which I'm committing is gonna let me condemn this. So I will. If someone is about to like condemn and about to punish me, I would stop. But it's not that I want to like.
So you need the
threat. Any consequences.
So you need the threat of punishment in order to stop doing an immoral thing? Isn't that kind of weird? Like if it's moral in my
Yup,
country to
exactly.
kick puppies, should I start like kicking puppies or should I continue kicking puppies just because it's illegal, just because I'm not threatened to like stop? It's just kind of a weird thing to
Yeah, you
say,
shouldn't-
right? If something is immoral, it should be stopped because it's immoral, not because somebody's threatening you to punish you. Surely you don't think this.
Yep. Yep. Nobody's punishing me for that. You know, even if I do this sport until I die, nothing gonna happens to me if I be honest.
Well, it's something
the people are
something
doing it-
happens to you. You now you agreed that it's an immoral thing to do. You just like continuing to do something
When
immoral.
did I
That's
agree?
incredible detriment to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that?
Sure, I said you agree that it's an immoral thing to do, so it's an incredible detriment to you. You can't say that nothing happening to you. You're doing something immoral, something is happening to you, something bad is happening to you. You have like now, you now agree that you're doing something immoral. That's
What's happening? Some divine authority gonna kill me? Something like that?
no, the thing that is happening to you that now you know that you're not a good person.
I'm not a good person?
Yeah, because you said you're doing something immoral.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So yeah. So
Yeah.
the 90% of
I
the
think
world
it's
is not a good
detrimental.
person.
I think it's detrimental to a psyche to know that we're not good people and doing nothing about it. I think it's really bad to us. I think as human beings,
Yeah,
we
like-
strive to be good people. I think we sometimes like distort the truth to remain being good people. And I think you admitting that you are doing something immoral is really gonna be hard on you psychologically. Or at least it
Yeah, but I
should
never
be.
think about that, you know. I never thought about that way. That it's
Yeah.
gonna be like
Well, how
someday
about
it's
you?
gonna face some consequences.
Yeah, how about you think about it a little bit, right? And then come back and we can have a second conversation after that. Does that sound good?
Yep, exactly. Why not?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So think about, and while you're thinking about it, don't just think about yourself. Think about what your actions cause. Think about the animals that are exploited and slaughtered for that unnecessary food that you consume. Think about all sides of the action, not just yours, right? That's how we come to the conclusion if something is moral or immoral. We look at all the sides of the action and not just the side of the action maker, right? Yeah. Lester, you wanted to talk. What did you want to say?
I don't know. I was asking if you are animal killers because I guess this is a vegan channel. So, are you animal killers, guys?
Okay, so before I answer this, I'm just trying to understand your question, right? So this is a vegan channel. Veganism is a moral stance against exploitation and slaughter of animals. So I'm just trying to understand where your question comes from. What do you mean by, are you animal killers? And you said, right, your words, I'm asking it because this is a vegan channel. So it kind of assumes in the question that vegans are animal killers. So can you explain that to me, please?
I mean, I'm just asking if you.
Yeah, and I'm not
are animal
understanding the
killers.
question,
I
so I'm
can have a
asking
definition.
clarifying
What
questions.
is an animal killer?
I don't know, we don't talk about animal killers here. We're talking about how people pay for exploitation and slaughter of animals and how, because it's avoidable, it's therefore immoral to continue paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals. This is what we talk about here. Animal killer are words that usually not uttered in this channel. So I'm asking again, why are you asking this question?
So, what is animal exploitation?
Okay, so exploitation in all sentient beings is the use of somebody for profit or personal enrichment while disregarding the best interest of animals. For instance, if if I have a pet chicken and I act in the best interest of that pet chicken and I don't earn anything from them, then this is not exploitation. On the other hand, if I have a chicken whom I bought for eggs, then that is exploitation. I'm exploiting something in the animal when it's not, while not considering the best interest, which would be if the animal is already born, to be in a sanctuary and to have like a stent that prevents them from having so many eggs, or on the global level, it would be in the best interest of that chicken to not be born at all.
How can you know the best interest of a chicken?
You think about it. You think about them as sentient beings, as individuals, and then you infer from that, right? And you compare to the other actions. So the action of petting a chicken, you compare that to the action of beating up a chicken, and you're saying, well, in the best interest of a chicken is to either be petted or left alone and not to be beaten up, right? The way you think about the best interest of babies, for instance, you just see what would be, out of all the options that you have to do with that baby, you see what would be best for them, for their well-being, for their physical and mental well-being, basically.
I mean, isn't it better to not have children then? They will never suffer.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I mean, if we kill all life in Earth, suffering will stop. So why don't we do that?
It's not my purpose in life to stop all suffering. I think that's the wrong way to look at it. I think some suffering is, first of all, leads to good, and second of all, is necessary. And I think on the whole, I'm not an anti-natalist. I think on the whole, most people, despite suffering, some of them greatly, want to live, want to continue living. But the thing is, I wouldn't bring a baby into this world when I know that they're going to be enslaved and eventually slaughtered. If I bring a baby into this world, right, it's going to be because I'm going to give them the best life I can. And if I can't, I shouldn't bring a baby into this world. So the same goes for chickens, because chickens are bred into exploitation and slaughter situations because that's what people like farmers want to do with them. I think it's highly immoral to breed those animals into existence. I'm not against chickens existing in the world. I'm against them being bred into the world where all they will know is exploitation, slaughter, and suffering.
Okay, sorry. Can I ask you if this animal is exploiting another animal? I cannot stream into this server. Can you give me the possibility of streaming?
No, I don't have
You
those
muted me.
perms. I don't have like those abilities to give those perms. So sorry, can you repeat the question? If I think that, sorry, can you repeat the
Yeah,
question?
I just wanted to show you a video of an animal, and I want you to explain if the animal is exploiting the other animal or not.
So yes, I would say some animals who, like, for instance, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of a weird word game. Maybe an animal who eats another animal exploits them, but I think the word exploitation...
I'm not about surviving.
Yeah, I know.
It's kill a deer for
I know.
because he wants
Somebody
to
can,
play a game.
I know somebody can be exploited while also being killed for survival, right? It's like, it's not a zero-sum game.
No, I'm talking
Those two
about
things can...
an animal who is a herbivore and is killing other animals for fun. Literally.
Sure. So I wouldn't say that's exploitation because the word exploitation kind of assumes a moral agency. So because the way I define exploitation is through using somebody for profit while disregarding the best interest, it assumes that that being who's exploiting somebody else, right, they should have the capability of considering the well-being of others or the best interest of others, right? I don't know if animals are inherently capable of that, especially if those are starving animals in the wild, right? I think, for instance,
I don't
if
think
we have...
human are.
Sorry?
What proof do you have human have moral agency? I don't have any proof. I never seen a single human in my entire life and in the entire history of humanity have moral agency.
What do you
Except
mean?
they pretend
Can
they
you?
have, but I never seen that.
Sorry, can you? Do you think murder is good?
I don't think murder is good, but it's not my choice. I don't.
No.
choose to
I'm just
murder.
asking if it's moral or immoral, right? I know it's not your choice. I'm just asking if it's moral or immoral. Do you think murder is good, moral?
It depends on the situation. It can be good sometimes.
Murder is defined usually through legal means of killing somebody like.
Yeah, we pay people to kill others, don't we? Isn't good?
Sorry,
My
yeah, I'm
country does
asking
what? We kill a
you.
lot of
Do you
people. I
think
kill a lot
murder
of
is
people in my
good?
life.
Do you think murder is good? Generally speaking,
It
right?
depends. It depends. If I
It
kill
depends on the
somebody who is
context.
fucking
Okay,
me,
I would say whenever murder, the context is that you are doing something deliberate that you don't have to. I would say that that's how I would define murder.
I always do that.
I think any context that a killing of somebody would be defined as murder is morally wrong always, I think. I think a killing of a human being sometimes can be good because the context now has changed, but I wouldn't call that murder. You understand? Yeah, so
but it's
just the
murder.
fact that we are talking about this, we're having this conversation, this means that we are all moral agents, that we are
No,
capable...
it doesn't mean that. It means that we have a language. But
I guess you define
can I
moral
ask you
agency
why murder is
differently.
bad?
I guess you define
Sorry,
moral
can I ask
agency...
you why murder is bad?
I guess you define moral agency differently. I define moral agency as the ability to differentiate right from wrong. That's how I define moral
Animals
agency.
can do, right?
Sorry?
Right? They can. Like, they are scared, they don't want to die, so they clearly can differentiate. It's just that they don't have your own definition. You're a human.
They
you're
don't
a
have any
social animal,
definition of
so your
what.
definition expanded to society. Animals think only about themselves, and their morality is perfect for them.
I
It's not
wouldn't
perfect
say...
for us, but we are so superior to them.
Bro.
We think we know better.
Bro.
That's why.
Listen. You're veering into things that we shouldn't be talking about. This is not a matter of
Well, let's
animals
think
are
about
not
veganism.
just by the
Like,
fact.
if your moral premise doesn't make sense, then the entirety of veganism doesn't make sense, right?
No,
Like if your point is to reduce animal harm, but you
that's literally
Iron
not what I
animal,
said, though.
you.
That's literally not what I said. My point is not to reduce animal harm. My point is not to reduce animal suffering. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about veganism is the stance against exploitation and slaughter of animals by human beings, just by the fact that we're using exploitation in the definition, right? Only moral agents can decide what exploitation is and isn't, right? Because only moral agents are capable of thinking in these complex ways of somebody's well-being. Some animals can think of the well-being of their kids, for instance, but then that ends when I don't know, find another animal or something like that. I wouldn't extrapolate my position on animals. Why the fuck would I? I don't think they're moral agents. I don't think they're capable. I certainly cannot talk to animals in the wild about morality. Why would I then talk about what animals in the wild do? I can talk about morality. You are trying to, I think. So let's talk about our morality, what our actions are causing. Right? Oh, I see you've been muted, but...
Okay. My country is a war. So, me personally, I've killed 16 people.
Jesus Christ.
And I have to say something to you. Your morality completely changed based on the environment. It's all a lie. So basically, if you were me, in my position, you will have done the same, and now you will believe what I believe. So you don't have moral agency over your beliefs. You're not choosing what is moral and what is not. It just emerges from your interaction with the environment, your genetics, your biology, everything else, okay? You can pretty much define morality in a mechanistic way, can you, right? People have done that in books, even in ethics books, they have done that. Like Pinker, for example, he believes it comes from emotion, you prove empathy, so you think this is wrong and stuff like that. What I'm trying to ask you is,
Mhm.
you think humans are so superior to other natural beings that they need to take a responsibility over them instead of literally behaving like all other natural beings? So why do you think this
Wait,
is
wait,
the
wait,
case?
wait.
Like, don't
I
think
thought that was a
humans are
question.
superior.
I thought that was a question, but you just fucking assumed. You just like assumed. You just put like a
I
bunch
don't
of words in my
understand
mouth.
why you care about animal exploitation. Like animal exploit themselves. We exploit other humans. I
You
don't
again,
understand.
you
I
again
literally
fucking, you're
don't see
going
the
against
problem.
what I fucking said. You're putting words in my fucking mouth. I said I cannot apply the label of exploitation on animals. And there you go. You say, right, about me, that animals exploit each other. I didn't say that. In fact, for the fucking past 10 minutes, I've been talking about how I think animals cannot exploit each other because they are not moral agents. And there you go. Put words in
that's
my
what I'm
fucking
asking.
mouth.
Why do you
Why
think
should
so?
I continue talking to you when you're not listening to a word that I'm saying?
No, this is what I asked. Sorry, there is a language barrier. I'm asking, why do you think animals don't exploit?
Shit. I said because animals are not moral agents, right? I wouldn't apply
why?
the label of exploitation on animals. I don't think I can reason with animals on about like exploitation, good or bad. I think I can reason with humans, right? But you are literally a killer, and I bet you'll just tell me because that's the 16 people that you killed. It's totally moral, totally okay. It's totally fine. So I don't know, like, there are so many reasons why I shouldn't continue talking to you, my friend, frankly.
But I have a question. Why? So, if animals are not moral agents and they are inferior to us because they
No, no,
cannot
no,
think
no,
for
no,
themselves.
no, 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 no. Stop putting words in my mouth. They're not inferior to us. They're different. We have different abilities.
By inferior, I mean that we can do everything we want to them, right? They don't have any, like, we don't have any reason to not to do that.
I mean, morality.
I
We
mean,
can talk
there is
about
no
why it's
economic
immoral to kill
reason
sentient
except
beings.
maybe environmental issues. Okay, so
Why?
anytime
No,
we
no, no.
think about not
Why?
doing
Shut the
harm to
fuck up.
animals
Hold
is
on.
because
Shut
we
the fuck
care,
up.
right?
Stop talking about irrelevant shit, please. Why the fuck are we talking about the environment? Let's talk about humans exploiting animals and let's leave the fucking wild animals to a
Because
different
I'm
topic.
asking, what is the reason to it? Like, we exploit animals because we can, right? So
Sorry?
do you agree with that? We are moral agents, we are stronger, more intelligent, more powerful, so we can exploit other animals like they are a tool. We use the
we can,
environment,
sure.
the entirety of the planet like a tool
Sure,
for
so
our habitat.
we can, but should we? Is the question of morality, right?
Okay, but should we is like...
Yeah, it's
how
a
do
question of
you-
morality.
Yeah, should we?
Yeah.
But the question is, should we assumes certain actions? So I'm asking to you, if you think animals cannot think for themselves, because you say that.
I
they
didn't
cannot
know.
think
I
for
didn't say
themselves,
that.
they
No,
don't have the
I didn't say
responsibility.
that. Stop putting words in my mouth,
You
motherfucker.
say
Just
they don't
ask me.
exploit
I
other
didn't
animals, so
say.
they don't have the
I
responsibility,
didn't
right?
say they cannot think for themselves. I said they cannot think complexly enough to discuss morality, and humans can. That doesn't mean that we're superior to them. We're just different. I cannot fly. It's really fucking inferior that I
can
cannot fly
fly.
and a bird can, according to you. I'm
can
not
fly.
using those words. We are different. Animals don't necessarily have the capability to like discuss morals or to have like even a question of morals. They can think. They cannot think about complex morality. We can. Well, some of us. Apparently,
We
others
can
can't.
build rockets and we can build nuclear weapons. This is the same reason. We simply are more powerful than them.
Yeah, I don't think
Like,
it's.
quite
I don't think
literally.
it's. I don't think it's fucking moral to drop nuclear weapons on each other. You are conflating
that.
is and ought. You're saying this is what we're doing, and then you're saying, well, but we should continue doing it. No, we're doing one thing.
No,
I'm asking,
asking why
should we
shouldn't?
fucking do it?
Okay, you keep saying that this is wrong to do it, but you know you have nuclear weapons, and we don't drop nuclear weapons on each other not because we love each other, but because there is a thing called med. So if somebody drops a nuclear weapon, everybody dies. If this was not the case, we will drop nuclear weapons. We did it. We did it in the past, don't we? Like Americans stopped dropping a nuclear test on other
Sorry,
people.
can you
when,
can you
the
make a
Soviets
fucking point?
started building
Can you
nuclear
make
weapons.
an argument that is relevant to veganism? If not, I'm just gonna stop.
Okay, it's relevant to veganism because I don't understand why you want humans to be moral on this ecological scale. Like,
Sure.
why can't we just be like animals?
Sure, let me explain. So, do you believe in human rights? Do you believe it's a good thing
No,
that
I don't believe in
humans...
human rights. Of course I don't.
You don't believe in
my
human
country,
rights?
There aren't human rights right
Well,
now.
then
so
we
why
have
should I
nothing to
believe in something
discuss.
that doesn't exist?
I'm sorry, we have nothing to discuss. If you don't believe that humans should have rights, then we have nothing to discuss. I'm sorry.
Oh, I believe
Are
they
you
should,
done?
but this
No.
is not the
Are you
case.
done now
Depends
with
on the
Marco?
circumstances.
Shut
Like,
up
if you
before I
live in a
mute you,
country with
Marco.
not a war, it's because you are lucky. It's not.
Yeah, we're talking
Are
about
you done with him now, VPN?
Sorry?
Are you done with him yet?
Well, let me just a little bit more. So, can you unmute him? So, we're talking about is versus ought. Are you familiar with this concept? Is and ought fallacy. Are you familiar?
No, I don't know.
Okay. So, is just describing reality, right? And we have several realities in the world. You are in the world right now. I'm not, right? We have different realities. So we can't like really exchange ideas there, in my opinion. But should is what we should do, what the ideal thing to do is in any given situation, right? So you are saying this is what we are doing. We are not extending human rights to some populations in the world, right? I'm trying to talk to you about, but should we though? Should all humans have rights? Slugchill, can you mute yourself? You're making a lot of noise. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but my question is, how do you make that possible? Like, of course, yes,
That
you want
is
this
a
ideal
practical,
world.
we are not talking about practicality right now. It could be that it's absolutely impossible to give all humans on the planet Earth human rights. It could be that it's impossible, but sure as fuck, I'm gonna say that it's immoral to not give humans human rights. Do you understand the difference between those two things? I can say as a feminist that I cannot prevent all rape in the world, but I sure as fuck think rape is wrong, and I'm not gonna rape anybody. You understand the difference?
Yes, I understand that. What
Awesome.
I'm trying to say is that what you believe is wrong depends on your situation.
Rape is always wrong. Haven't found
If you
one
were an
fucking
animal,
situation
rape
in the
wouldn't
world.
be wrong, right?
Sorry?
Like if you were like, and many animals, they rape each other. If you were some type of animal who doesn't understand that, you wouldn't believe in that.
I am
It's the same
talking to
thing.
human beings. I talk to human beings
beings are
about
not the
the
same.
actions of human beings. I don't give a stop bringing fucking wild animals into this conversation. It does not belong here. It's a red herring. Can we please talk about the actions of human beings
humans,
of
they
systematically
think it's
exploiting and
right.
slaughtering animals? Can we talk about this? About human beings systematically exploiting and slaughtering animals, about the morality of the thing, of the action, not the reality of it. Can we talk about that, yes or no?
Yes, but the
Awesome.
question is,
No, but
why
let's
mo-
talk about that because
just-
this is what this channel is about.
Okay,
You want to talk
let's
about
talk
the
about
fucking
that.
war, go to a different fucking channel.
Why do you think most humans eat meat then?
Because they grew up learning that it's totally okay to do so, because it tastes nice, and because there is a shitload of misinformation about human beings and eating meat, which is obviously a misinformation and a disinformation. It's wrong. Human beings don't need meat. Human beings don't need any animal products, especially in the 21st century. But because of the misinformation and disinformation, most people, when they come into this channel, they're like protein though, taste though, that's it. It all ends up being there. And that's the reason why human beings are not vegan. And also because they just don't give a shit about morality. Most of the time, most people cannot talk about morality logically.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
Like,
but
humans
that's
don't
again
think the
an is
same.
versus ought fallacy. Just because most people don't know how to talk about morality doesn't mean that we shouldn't talk about morality. We should
I
teach
think,
people how to
talking
talk about morality.
is
I'm
irrelevant.
trying to do this to you. I'm trying to teach you how to talk about morality and not just about what is happening, but about what should be. I'm trying desperately to do this with you for the past 30 minutes and you're refusing. Can we talk about the morality of systematically exploiting and slaughtering animals?
This morality, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
Can
what
we
do I
talk
gain
about
from
the
this
morality of systematically exploiting and slaughtering animals? Yes or no?
What do I gain? Like, if I stop exploiting animals, what do I gain? What money do you give me? What do I gain?
You stop
from that?
being immoral. You stop doing an
Why
immoral
should I
thing.
care about being
This is what
immoral
you
if it
gain.
benefits
If you
me?
don't
That's not
care,
the question.
if you don't care about being moral, then this conversation is over. Thank you. I appreciate you
But
for
how
coming,
can you-
stopping by.
how can people
I
care
appreciate
about
you
that?
for stopping by, but you don't give a shit about morality, it seems. So we're gonna move on to
Are you
somebody
now
else.
done?
Hello, Axel. How you doing?
Are you done, PPM?
Yeah, I'm done. Well,
Right,
obviously,
Marco,
they
fuck
say
off.
they don't care
You're done.
about being moral. What else is
That's
there to
account
talk
number
about?
15. That's his 15th ban, permaban.
Oh, this is not their first rodeo?
No,
Toon!
that's his 15th permaban account. I tried to warn you.
Where? I didn't see.
In your chat.
You said, tell me when you had enough. That's it. Oh, this
It
may be
was,
Tomako. Okay.
I remember when
I didn't see.
I remember when they had only killed 8 people. Now they're up to 16 apparently.
Jesus Christ, bro.
That was,
Bro, so
they said
somebody
they
tell me
were
to stop wasting my time,
IDF,
man.
IDF
Use your
soldier
voice.
killing children.
Well, I guess he's one of those people who just enjoys human suffering. Bro, I missed a lot of people saying to me that I shouldn't. I'm so sorry, guys. I was just concentrating. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. It's nobody's fault.
Now you know the voice.
You think I'll remember the people who I talked to? There are too many. Dinkles. Hello, Dinkles. Fuck. I think I killed my voice with that person, though. I think I killed it. I'm gonna go soon. I'm gonna talk to my chat a little bit and then I'm gonna go. See you later, guys. Okay. Yeah, that was too soon. Humans are civilized because of civilization. Without civilization, humans would be not civilized. I don't know, maybe. It probably is some kind of a privilege of us being born generally into families that instill in us that we should be moral. But apparently some people don't agree. There is a material way to think about exploitation that doesn't depend on morality. Sure, if when you're exploiting a plant or an object, there is a material way to think about it. Once the being is sentient, you can't just think about them as a tool. They are not a tool. They are a sentient being. They have thoughts and feelings and all kinds of stuff, right? They are sentient. So that means just like, for the same reason that we shouldn't exploit human beings materially, we shouldn't exploit animals either. So yes, there is a word, there is a definition of exploitation that applies to objects, but animals are not objects. Therefore, you can't apply the definition that you apply to objects to animals, right? This is basically societally what we do, and we shouldn't do it. They don't deserve this. If you don't care about morality, you just act irrationally, and no conversation is possible. Well, apparently, this is a common troll. Was there a speech or video that made you go vegan? No, I went vegan with 0 videos, with very little conversations about the morality of exploiting and slaughtering animals, and I attribute mostly non-vegans to me turning vegan in the end. It was like throughout like 2 or 3 years, there were like bits and pieces that really made me think about animals in a different way. And I didn't see any slaughter video footage. I barely talked to any vegans about the morality of exploiting animals. It just kind of this catalytic thing happening, and it just like blew my mind, and I was like, yeah, this is not justified. I'm going vegan. If you want the full explanation, I can give it to you. Quick question: how do you feel about the billion of small animals like rabbits and rodents and insects that are exterminated in protecting soybeans? Well, first of all, soy production, I think. Soy production. First of all, how I feel about it is that most of those animals are killed for animal feed, right? If you look at this graph, direct human consumption is only, was it like 20% globally? And I think we can totally like discard soybean oil. Soybean oil is only produced, is not even the best oil to produce. It's like the yield is very small. It's exacerbated by the production of animal feed. It's basically by weight a byproduct of animal feed. So it's only those the three little slivers that are produced for human beings, and sure that would increase into like 20% altogether worldwide if we went vegan. So that's about soy. But how do I feel about the animals killed? I hate it. The problem is, until we stop animal agriculture, we can do literally nothing about it. If the entire world went plant-based, we could reduce the number of crops we grow and the pasture that also kills small animals. I hope that's obvious to you, by 75%. And if we all went vegan, we would actually, including farmers, start caring about animals. Farmers even crop farmers don't give a shit about animals, so they're not trying to prevent it. So in fact, when people who are not vegan coming into my chat and saying, how do you feel about animals being killed for your food? I say, awful, and it's your fault. It's the fault of all the non-vegans. Right? That we kill animals for crops. It's not inherent. We shouldn't. We can't stop it because most of the population wants to eat animals. Therefore, 43% of crop production goes to animal feed, right? Meat eaters aren't arguing the morality, you are. Yeah, we're arguing the immorality of systematically breeding animals into existence, exploiting them, and slaughtering them, right? Crop deaths are a little different morally because the crop protection could have been done more morally, probably, but isn't because farmers don't give a shit. But also what they're doing is they're basically defending crops from wild animals that keep coming. And basically, unless you protect the crops like hermetically, there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to keep coming and they're going to eat all the crops. It's like a food security thing, right? If crop production wasn't defending those crops from animals, nobody would be eating, including you. So do I like it? No. Do I think it's my fault? No. It's the fault of meat eaters. Yeah, if the production of soybeans is one of the worst, I agree with you, then animal agriculture shouldn't exist because it mostly goes for animal feed. So I'm glad you agree. I guess you're going vegan now. Are you? Oh, it's in case of cattle, it's like 25 calories of soybean equal 1 calorie of meat. Yeah, crazy. Or of any other crop, obviously, right? They don't just eat soy crops. But you're arguing the morality. Yeah, I am. And I think it's immoral to continue exploiting and slaughtering animals who also cause the most, the most killing of wild animals for crops. So I think you should go vegan if you care about this at all. Or if you don't care about morality, then again, there's nothing to discuss. If there was like a competitive veganic farming production, then sure, but it's not possible because meat eaters want to continue eating meat and other animal products. Therefore, most of our land is allocating to producing meat and other animal products, and including cropland. 43% of cropland is allocated to feeding the meat eaters, right? Literally could reduce the entire food production by 75%, but meat eaters are not willing to give up their meat and other animal products. So you guys are fucking up the crop production. You guys are fucking up the land and the greenhouse gas emissions, right? Let's not forget animal production emits the most greenhouse gas emissions and is just like, you guys are destroying the world. And then you come into my vegan chat and say, vegans should stop eating soybeans. Motherfucker, you should stop eating animal products. Look at that. But you don't care. You're just coming in saying, oh, you care, but there is this one thing that you can't prevent. Yeah, okay, if it's a genuine question, then my genuine answer is, you should go vegan. To remove the moral question from crop production, you should go vegan, man. Do you think owning pets normalizes animal ownership exploitation? I would say yes. That's why vegans usually say that they have animal companions or they take care of animals, because that is true. Vegans usually adopt animals to take care of them, to give them a good life, and not to own somebody. You know what I mean? There are regulations that require them to be legally owning them, but that's not how they treat those animals morally. What do you think about raising egg wasps to eat crop pests? No, I don't like that idea. I think we should put our production inside. I don't think we should elicit more predation in the wild. It's just like a bad idea. Like, imagine being eaten alive. If you're sentient, if you're capable of being feeling pain, which I'm unsure if crop pests are or not. They probably are. But we do have some evidence against that. But like, imagine if they can feel pain, and then you create a predator to eat them alive. We can't claim that animals can kill other animals humanely, right? That just sounds like a terrible idea. Just sounds like the cruelest thing to do, in my opinion. We should just start going away from even allowing pests to enter our food production. And I think one of the ways to do that, frankly, is to grow food just for the pest animals. I think it's possible. I think it's very easy. Literally, there are some areas where you can just like throw a couple of seeds on an acre of land and say, this is for you. You can grow and eat here. Or like rewild or whatever, right? Although rewilding would increase predation as well. So I don't know. It's one of those questions that I don't know what would be the right thing to do, because there are so many variables that are unknown in that. But one thing is for sure, I wouldn't be for like raising wasps just to predate on pest animals. Just seems like incredibly cruel to me. So to my point, by consuming soybeans, you are encouraging production. If you stopped eating them, production would reduce, but then other crops would have the same issue, right? And human beings, we haven't moved away from growing your food outside yet. I'm all for like growing your food inside. I think tomatoes should be cultivated. I'm not gonna lie. The second there is enough plant food to cultivated plant food, I'm gonna move to a diet just like literally 100% lab-grown diet that would have like the least moral implications. at the moment it's just like not feasible, and I don't think that having compassion should lead us to killing ourselves to prevent harm. That we it's not, I wouldn't even take that the harm is on us, frankly. Again, as I said, I think this is the fault of the 99% meat-eating population, and I think I have enough evidence for that. Like, tofu is eaten by 2 or 3 billion of people, and yet it is 2.6% of soy production. If we're talking about reducing crop deaths, I don't think we should talk to tofu people. You know what I mean? I hope it's clearer now. Protect human children. Trafficking in human sacrifice must stop now, not just animals. Sure. I agree with you 100%, but on this channel, we're talking about animals. Not because human trafficking is not worth talking about. It's just not something I'm concentrating on. The way organizations, charity organizations that talk about human trafficking, they don't talk about animal trafficking, right? It's not what the organization is about. They're talking about human trafficking. So, are insects sentient? It's incredibly unclear, unfortunately. I wish we had, I think they are. I think also say are insects sentient is a bit of a problem. We should go species by species, basically, or at least, what is it called? Genus. We should go by genus, probably, rather than species. I think some of them are, some of them aren't, but we have very little evidence. Like, a lot of evidence that we do have for their sentience is kind of observational and kind of assigning attributes to them, in my opinion. The evidence against, like, the evidence for is bad, really, really bad epistemologically. And the evidence against only talk about pain. And there seems to be, like, for instance, that bees possibly can't feel pain. I think we should apply the precautionary principle until we do have answers, because they do have brains, they do have like nervous systems, they're just different from ours a little bit. By the way, you can have like a brain and a central nervous system, but they're not connected well enough to like gather sentience. Even just if talking about wild insects, right? Because most insects are wild, obviously. Even if just talking what the insects do to themselves, I sure as fuck hope that they are not sentient, frankly, because insects are terrible to each other. The amount of cannibalism and just grossness that goes on in the insect world, I hope they're not sentient, or at least that they can't feel pain. I really hope so. And just for what we, us human beings, do to insects as well, I sure as fuck hope they're not sentient, or at least can't feel pain. But we don't have evidence either way. Sufficient evidence, I would say. We do have evidence, just don't think it's good or sufficient. Sorry. With lab-grown meat, you don't have to eat animals. 100% agree. Some of the lab-grown meat is not going to be vegan, though, so I wouldn't be consuming it. But even if it's non-vegan lab-grown meat, I sure as fuck am going to be buying it to my friends and family. I'm just not going to consume it myself. Frankly, I don't even think that like the fully vegan lab-grown meat I would be eating, don't have the need for it, not gonna lie, and am kind of scared of it. Not because it's like a weird thing, but because it's just like, it's gonna be so meat-like. But I think I will be able to like access lab-grown salmon. I might buy it for my parents. I don't know. I have to check it. I've just like so low on my priority list that I don't know. Of course, I can't stop human babies from being trafficked and eaten. I'm on one. Well, as one man, what you can do though is stop paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals. that is almost everybody on planet Earth can do. And if we all stood up and decided to do the moral thing for animals, we would actually could have a profound difference on the way our food is manufactured and the way animals are either exploited and slaughtered or just like not bred into the world in the first place. We could have, if more people stood up and said, I can do something about this, therefore I'm going to. If more people did that, the changes on the world would be profound to the better, to the much better. And that's not my opinion. I have evidence for it. If you want to hear that evidence, I will use my last ability, my last voice to do it. Of course, bugs are sentient. Have you ever tried to catch a fly? I don't think that means sentience necessarily. Not gonna lie. There could be other processes happening there, but the thing is, I think they are sentient. I just can't say, of course they are, because you maybe can say that about a fly, but can you say that about a fruit fly? Or like, not a fruit fly, I call them sewage fly. They're like tiny beings, tiny beings that basically even if you go shush, they're not shushing. They're not going away anywhere, right? So saying bugs are sentient maybe is better, but saying insects are sentient. There's an issue that we just don't have evidence, and even observationally, we can differentiate them by genus or species, and they're going to be the result is going to be vastly different. In my opinion, I wish we had a better way to discover if they're sentient or not. I sure the fuck would like to know, especially if they're not sentient. I sure as fuck would like to know, and I would breathe a sigh of relief if insects, or at least some insects, are not sentient for their well-being, you know. Do you have stats on farmed animals versus wild animals? What is the percentage? I don't think I have it here. I don't think so. But I know the wild animal by mass is tiny. It's like 4%, but I think measuring by mass is weird. You know what I mean? Oh, I do. I do have something. Let's just make around 40% of wild mammals biomass on land. Just 10 species. Wild mammals dominate, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't have, but there is a statistic about that, how many, but it's going by biomass, and I have a problem with that because I look at animals as individuals. And so when it's measuring, by biomass, human beings are 40%, animals that we raise for food are 56%, and wild animals are 4%. Just not giving me anything. I want to know about the individuals, right? Okay, well, me too, but I can't do anything about it. I can do about the animal infants not to be exploited and slaughtered in my name, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm trying to convince others to join. You know what I mean? All right, guys. I'm done. I'll try. I don't know. We'll see how much I taxed my voice today. I still have a lot of talking today as well. So if I don't lose my voice by Friday, I'll go live. If I do, I don't know, pray for me. Peace. Oh, okay. What's the difference between biomass and individual? Well, biomass, they just measure the weight of beings. Mass, it's biomass. All right, guys.